Welcome, listeners, back to the Golf Industry Podcast. It's been a while, almost 8 months to be exact, and I can't believe how fast time has flown by. For the upcoming season, we're making some changes, one being the introduction of Chris Dagenais, marketing specialist here at Chronogolf. To start, Chris is going to give you a quick rundown on what to expect for this year, and then he and I are actually going to talk about what's been going on here at Chronogolf.
All right, so the podcast is going to be changing up a little bit. Me and Matt are going to be co-hosts, so I'm going to be doing some of the episodes. Matt's going to be doing other episodes. We'd really like to have an open discussion about the golf industry. So we're going to be talking to people within the industry and here at Chronogolf about everything from technology to management, everything across the board when it comes to golf. If any of you would like to reach out to be a guest, or if you'd like to suggest a topic for us to discuss, feel free to email podcast@chronogolf.com. That's CHRONO golf.com.
Awesome. So some of you have been, over the last little while, when I've seen you at trade shows and just in general conversations over the phone, been asked what's been going on at Chronogolf. Like, you guys had some pretty exciting announcements last year with, all of your successes and raising another round of money. So I thought we would actually share today where we're at and then, some of the key highlights, some of the key events, and then for those that are customers, some of the awesome new features that we've released. So with that being said, we've in probably, I'm going to say, just in this last 8 months, we expanded our office to almost double the size. That came some great relief from all the staff that we've hired. We've almost doubled our staff since the time that I started working here almost 2 years ago. So we're seeing incredible growth just from a company standpoint. That resulted in close to 800 demos and 250 new customers. Right now, I'm actually looking at a wall that has still another 100, 150 golf courses still to go live by the start of the season. So it's needless to say, it's super busy, and but needless to say, the added space has been great. But with that too, we've that's put us close to about 600 customers. And what's really intriguing about that is we're continuing to sign a number of MultiCourse Operators to our customer portfolio.
And speaking of those multi-course operators, we actually hosted a few of them last winter.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so we actually took the opportunity with, and this wasn't actually just existing multi-course operators, but also other ones that we knew in the industry that just would give us some general good feedback. And we had 2 days worth of sessions and just making sure that we were headed in the right direction. It got us to show them what we've done, where we're going, and more importantly, get feedback on that. And with that kind of led to the continuation of some of the cool things that we've released.
All right, cool. And then after that, we actually attended the Orlando show. So maybe you want to go over a bit of what happened there. There was a signing of the Golf Nacional, which was the host of the 2018 Ryder Cup. So do you want to speak to that and what the show was for us?
Yeah, so this is kind of cool. This is the PGA show has been one of my babies that I've always worked hard with. This was my 19th year attending. And I'm going to say it was definitely by far my most successful to see as a company and as an attendee as well. The booth in itself was new. We launched a new booth, working with the company that I worked with in the past. It was about 20 by 40 space or something like that, and I think we did close to like 150 to 200 demos. Like, it was just packed. And normally on the last day you kind of get a bit of a breather, but it just continued for all 3 days there. And like you mentioned there, it was really cool. We had the Golf Nacional come by the booth and gave us their signing on the paper to become the next Chronogolf customer. So that was really exciting to have them as part of our customer base.
So maybe now we'll go over some of the new features that we've introduced and that we're going to introduce, and maybe sort of speak on how those things can benefit golf managers and what those changes are going to bring to the industry in general. So one of the main ones that we put online was actually dynamic pricing. So do you think you can go over, explain exactly what that is and what it can do for golf courses?
Yeah. So the dynamic pricing tool or yield management has been introduced into golf for the last, I'd probably say last 5 years, has really started to take an interest. And in that we've seen other companies that just specialize in that, and we started to see a demand from our customers that really wanted to try this, maybe with more of an integrated solution to uh, the Chronogolf tee sheet. So basically, what this tool allows an operator to do is you can set your different parameters by number of days out and your capacity. And you could say if I'm 5 days out and my capacity is at 75%, you know what? Increase my rate by 10%. If I'm 90% out, 1 day out, increase my rate by X percent. So you can sit there and you can really come up with ideas on how to maximize your revenue. We hear out there in the industry that sometimes dynamic pricing is seen as a discount strategy, but really how I see it is maybe just want to target your Saturdays after in the morning where you know that your capacity is already going to be 100%. So why not try and squeeze an extra $5 or $10 out of a round if you can? Again, it all depends on the type of golf course you are. But what's really cool is, before it was sort of perceived as a tool that would be used by those golf courses that had a higher price point. But we're seeing some pretty good results out of golf courses that have a $30 to $40 rate, and they're just able to make an extra couple of bucks out of every round. So it's just getting a little bit smarter with their tee sheet and with the demand that they have.
So can it still be used sort of in a discount model? So let's say somebody can't sell a tee time, if they want to lower their price to be able to sell it a little quicker, can that be used?
Oh yeah, definitely. You could set that up so that just in reverse. So if I'm at 30% capacity and it's 2 days out or whatever you want to do, you could say decrease my rate by 10%, 5%, whatever it is that you want to do. But nice thing is it's all live in real time. It's instant. So whatever it is, whatever your capacity is, and when that golfer is searching for a time, it will apply the right logic at that moment to that golfer.
Yeah, I think this is sort of a model that's been adopted by the rest of the tourism industry. So, in terms of hotels and airlines are all using it. And the main issue that I've heard with it is that sometimes when people are going to adopt it, they feel like it's going to undervalue the rest of their tee times if they're lowering certain prices. Um, so, how do you think that that sort of perception could sort of be changed? And do you think that that actually has an effect on golfers, or do you think they'll kind of understand sort of the similar model that the other industries are
Yeah,
putting in place?
the good point, because certainly I've heard that before in a previous life. I had a product that we sold that was perceived as really it's not going to work for me. My customers aren't going to accept it. I would believe that 5-10 years ago, but today it certainly is accepted. Everything that you do, it seems like is dynamically priced out there, from even concert tickets to you name it, like your hotel reservations, your airline, all of that stuff is all dynamically priced, and it's just something that people have just become to accept.
Now, I guess we can move on to the next feature. That's the next big one, at least that's really been put out, and that's business intelligence and sort of the Chronogolf partnership with Sisense. And
Mhm.
what exactly is business intelligence, and how can it be used by golf managers, and all of that?
Yeah, the business intelligence tool that you mentioned, Sisense, Chronogolf, we believe in a best of breed approach. So instead of us trying to develop our own reporting and our own data that has a bit more depth to it, we decided to really look to the experts, and so that's why we chose Sisense. They're one of the leaders out there, and allowed us to scale that product to all of our customer base. Um, and really what this is allowing us to do, and this was pre-released to a certain subset of our customers over the last few months, and now it's being widely being available to all of our customers today, is more than just a reporting tool. Our customers are going to have dashboards that they're able to see key metrics and see how they're trending. A lot of the key stats that we see or being talked to in the industry, and understanding what your average per round is, and your capacities and whatnot, are going to be available right at your fingertips. So it's going to really change for our customers, definitely, and those that are looking at Chronogolf, how they go about seeing their business and seeing much deeper functionality and information about their golf course.
What do you think the main difference is between something like SciSense with deeper business intelligence and the simple reporting tools that, let's say, a normal golf management software would have? Like, what do you think the exact difference of depth is to make it worth sort of the extra effort? And what is like the main benefit and the return that golf managers can expect?
So one of the key aspects of what this tool allows you to do, yes, it will give you your information, right? So what's my capacity by hour, for an example. But what it will allow you to do is to continue to drill into that data and see what is making up that. Let's just say for that hour, what is making that up? So let's just say, okay, my capacity on Saturdays, between 9 and 10 is 100% great. So what's my common player types that are making up that time? So we can drill into that. Then we will know, okay, what percentage is allocated towards my membership in public rounds or tournaments. And then from there, you can even say, okay, from a public standpoint, who are those golfers, right? Who are those golfers that are playing at those between, let's just say 9 and 10 on a Saturday. So it really allows you to drill into that data to get very specific and granular. I find today operators are much more sophisticated and looking for that data. They're tying this stuff to loyalty programs. They really want to make sure that they're reaching out to these people that are playing the most at their golf course. So it's really good to kind of understand it from a macro level, but now it's really understanding what's making their business tick. So definitely that's one aspect of it.
All right, so I heard you talk about customer loyalty. Do you think you could talk maybe about the recent partnership with Loyal Action? So what exactly is Loyal Action, and what kind of features does that come with?
Right. Yeah. So as those that know, Chronogolf works with a number of different partners, best of breed partners out there in the industry. Kangaroo, awesome, loyalty program that works with Lightspeed Retail. But we've had more of a demand to also have a a retail product that's integrated between retail and restaurant, and so Loyal Action served that purpose. So we did a partnership with them, as well as one of the cool things that they offer is also a cross-platform gift card solution that kind of adds a little. They have a couple more bells and whistles in it, and they're continuing to evolve that product as well. So Loyal Action has definitely gotten a number of our customers, being able to partner with a number of our customers this year to provide them with loyalty and a gift card.
So obviously, customer loyalty is a huge part of the golf industry and any industry in general. It's much less expensive to retain your current customers over getting new customers. So how do you think gift cards and all of these other loyalty programs actually do help golf managers retain customers and keep those same golfers coming back weekend after weekend?
Well, that's kind of my 2 hour presentation that I've done at a couple of conferences about why is there an importance in loyalty, and we're going to actually have future podcasts with some of these companies out there to get their perspective on the benefits of loyalty. We hear, I talk to operators, that are concerned that they're rewarding customers that are going to play them anyways, or it comes at a high cost, right? Like, why would I give up that cost when I don't need to incorporate that? So it all of that stuff has really good merits, but at the end of the day, we need to make sure that you're spending a lot of time and a lot of money attracting these golfers, and you want to make sure that they come back. And a lot of these companies, they have tools that are just outside of the standard points program, right? They have a lot of engagement tools. And really, at the end of the day, that's what it's about, is to be able to engage with these customers in a new and cool, meaningful way.
All right, so I definitely think another way to engage with customers is actually through email marketing. So Chronogolf recently partnered with Pitch CRM. So do you think you can talk about this new tool of ChronoPitch, how exactly the rollout's going to go, what kind of features people can expect, and what it is?
Yes, ChronoPitch. It's been one of the most popular product with our customers right now. So many people in the industry know Del Ratcliffe from Ratcliffe Golf. He has a number of golf courses in the South. And what was really cool was he developed a product that was for himself to use, that had deeper ways to communicate and to reach out to his golfer set. So after learning a lot about what he was doing, it really made sense with Chronogolf's best of breed partner approach um, to work with Dell and the Pitch CRM product. So here's an example of what ChronoPitch can do. So we all know distribution is a hot topic, and losing control of our customers has always been something that's been raised with golf courses and working with third parties. So what Dell has the ability to do is set up campaigns that are based upon the channel that the golfer has actually come to book at their golf course. So, for an example, I'm a tee off customer. I booked online. Great, no problem. He embraces distribution. But now I want to make sure that golfer now is communicated from me, from my golf course, in a meaningful way that's talking about book on my website. And until that golfer does that, he has a campaign in place, that keeps reaching out to him, reminding him to go ahead and book on their golf course's website. I think that's genius, right? Like another operator or another customer of ours, they have a whole campaign that's put in place for a new customer in their database, right? They spend a lot of time and money in getting a new customer, and they want to make sure that when they arrive, that customer is taken down a different journey. So Chrono Pitch has that logic built into it to be able to identify these attributes of a golfer in their database and where they came from, when they booked, how many times they played. All of those metrics are all built up so that you can put together some pretty cool campaigns to continue to communicate with them.
All right, so we talk a lot in blog posts and in other forms of media about sort of getting your pro shop employees off the phone. So instead of paying people to always be answering the phone all day, to be serving customers, making sales, helping the day-to-day operations. So I know that we recently introduced a call center feature. Do you think you can maybe explain that a little bit more and what exactly it is and how it works?
Yeah, so we partnered with Tea Time Central. They're based out of Myrtle Beach. They've had a call center for their own golf courses. Of 22 golf courses they've offered their own call center for the last, I'm going to say 5-10 years, probably longer. And so in talking with them, they had the ability to scale and to be able to offer our customers call center services. What's awesome about this is being that we're a cloud-based product, it was super easy in order to introduce this service to our customers. We also provide our customers some options, such as just rollover calls only, or we even have customers where we're answering every single phone call that's coming into their pro shop. But what's cool is we're seeing a lot of traction in the rollover aspect, where you allow your staff to, get the phone within 2 to 3 rings. Then after that, it goes to the call center. And the call center, they're trained, they understand your business. More importantly, because they're already answering the phone for their own golf courses, they understand golf, right? So they talk golf, they understand all of the different lingo that's used and all the different variation of questions that are, thrown at them over the phone. So it was a natural fit to do this. It's been a great partnership. We've had a number of golf courses get on board already with it. And, we just wanted to try to test it out, see if it made sense. And it's certainly something that we're going to continue with and push further.
Yeah, I definitely feel like that's important. There's so many businesses nowadays that are outsourcing their call centers, and you're getting people either automated machines or unqualified people who don't really understand what you're talking about. So I definitely think it's great to have people in the industry who are able to answer questions. So now talking about tour operators, so there's a new module to help them out. I understand that they sort of function a little bit differently than many other golf courses. So maybe you can sort of talk about that and sort of give an idea for tour operators of what our software can do for them.
So this was been more of a demand in the number of markets that we've been getting into that are more destination based, where the golf courses work with travel providers, tour operators in the local market, so that they have the means to go ahead and book tee times and but more importantly, it's the administration of that. And I'm sure some of you listening to the podcast, sometimes that reconciliation can be a lot of a lot of difficulty there. So what we built in is some logic into our system where you can, within right from the tee sheet, charge that tour operator, their net rate. So that just goes straight to their statement. It has, the golfer's name listed on there. Everything's all bundled up, nice and simple, so that when it comes time to reconciliation, it relatively should be a breeze at that point. But part of it too was working with some of these customers in these markets to find ways to make it better. And so this was sort of phase one of that. We're going to be introducing more online abilities to book for travel providers into the tee sheet and control what access they have. But this was sort of starting off with the base was making sure that you can get your money from the tour operators.
All right, perfect. And I think lastly, we're going to touch on accounting integrations. So obviously, accounting is a huge part of every business. There's some major legal issues with like inaccurate accounting, and everything needs to be very precise. And accountants can oftentimes be expensive, especially if they're doing all of the bookkeeping from A to Z. So I think having integrations that plug directly into your tee sheet, directly into your POS is super important. So maybe you could talk about some of the integrations that we have and what exactly they can do and how they work with the rest of the system.
Well, it's interesting as this industry keeps evolving in the accounting world. We're seeing a lot of new innovative companies coming out, or acquisitions and changes. So, we're always having to play catch up. It seems like with all these different accounting systems. So we actually have a partnership with a couple of different companies that can provide us with integrations more or less to any accounting program that they use. Before, we have a live integration between Lightspeed and a couple of the leading accounting systems that are out there in the market today. But we are finding too that there is also a demand for a number of other accounting systems out there. So I've yet to come across an accounting platform that we've yet to be able to integrate into. So that's exciting for us that we're able to help our existing customers and some new customers that needed some very specific accounting work done.
That's going to do it for today's episode. Thanks, Matt. This podcast is brought to you by Chronogolf, a powerful, innovative, and affordable club management solution. Give your club the tools to succeed in today's market. Visit pro.chronogolf.com to learn more or book a demo with one of our professionals.